we're in the West, we tend to be a bit impatient. Again, this exceptionalistic elitist attitude. I don't need these preliminaries. I don't need the morality. I don't need the ethics. I'm just going to go right to the highest goodies, Dzogchen, Mahamudra, non-duality. Well, get back to me in 20 years and let me know how that ends up. So this quality of just that steady gait, just never, like, what does His Holiness Dalai Lama say? Just never give up, just steady gait. And the issue of looking for state experiences. This was a big deal in my 3-year retreat because you're doing these practices and some of them are, the practices have signs. They have like the inner heat yogas. If you do those, you feel the heat. You do a poa practice, the ejection of consciousness thing, you have signs. So there are metrics, again, somewhat connected to what we were talking about earlier. And so what would happen, I saw this in retreat. Let me share the story with you. This is hysterical. True story, Rick. You'll see how this fits in. I was teaching a program and there was this hysterical lady there. I mean, she was just aghast, and she was running up to the little gathering shrine room where I was about to continue with day 4 of this event. And I overheard her say, she goes, "Come on, inner peace. I ain't got all day." It's like, sometimes it takes all day, right? So I would see people in my retreat who, like, they weren't getting the signs. And so what do? Just like you said, they push. And that's when you get in trouble. When you just don't have I don't mind what happens. Whatever happens or doesn't happen is all grist or non-grist for the mill. This is an important point for impatient Westerners, and I see a little of this from my own experience, that if you try too hard, what is a maxim? Not too tight, not too loose. There has to be some quality of effort, otherwise it's not a practice. But if you try too hard, it's going to backfire. If you don't try enough, nothing's going to happen.
There's a bunch of verses in the Gita about that too. This yoga is not for him who eats too much or eats too little, sleeps too much or sleeps too little, exhausts himself or is lazy. There's a kind of, and didn't Buddha say the middle way? Wasn't that a big?
Totally, that's the middle way, exactly. Yeah. And so, especially in the West, for people who feel like, again, they have to just crank it up and have these experiences, this is my languaging, but one of the ways that the natural state, non-duality, whatever you want to call it, is referred to in the Tibetan languages is literally ordinary mind. And what I see very often in the impatient West is, and I love Kansas, so you'll get the tongue-in-cheek thing here, where we tend to look for Hollywood-type experiences when it's actually more like Kansas. These experiences they're literally extraordinary.